Now we're going to look at an example of a word problem that has decimals. A rectangular frame has an area of 42.84 square inches and a width of 5.1 inches. Find the length of the frame. Okay, so let's set up a little picture to help us see what this looks like. Okay, so there's our rectangular frame. We know that the width is 5.1, but we don't know what the length is, so we can just put a little question mark there. We do know, however, what the area is. They tell us that the area is 42.84. So that's going to come in handy to help us figure out what the length is. Okay. We know that to calculate the area, we multiply the length times width. But we're not trying to find the area. We're trying to find the length with this problem. So we can rearrange this formula to solve for the length. The length is going to be equal to the area divided by the width. Okay, now we know what the area is, we know what the width is, we can plug those numbers in. So to find the length, we're going to divide the area, which is 42.84, by the width, which is 5.1. Okay, so now we know what calculation we need to do. Let's go ahead and set it up. Okay, we can set it up with long division. Remember, when we're dividing with decimals, we want to set it up as long division. And then we look to see if our divisor has a decimal in it or not. And it does. We have 5.1. We want our divisor to be a whole number. So we need to move the decimal point over to the right however many places we need to so that we have a whole number. With this one, we can just move it over one place to the right so that it's after the last number, after the 1, and we're going to make this 51. Okay, so that's a whole number. Remember, we have to do the same thing to the dividend on the inside, so we're going to move that decimal point over so that it's after the 8. Okay, and all we're really doing here is multiplying both of these numbers by 10, okay, which the end result is the decimal point just moving over to the right. Okay, so now we can rewrite this, showing that our divisor is a whole number this time. So we have 428.4 divided by 51. Okay. Since our dividend still has a decimal point in it, we're going to drag that decimal point up so that we know where it will be in the quotient. And now we can focus on dividing the numbers. So 51 goes into 428 8 times. We multiply 51 times 8, get 408, subtract, we have 20 left. Bring down the 4, and 51 goes into 204. 4 times, we multiply, we do get exactly 204, so there's no remainder left over. So we can now see that the length of this frame is 8.4 inches.